Deep beneath the earth, where shadows stretch endlessly and the air hums with the whispers of the dead, stands a creature unlike any other. A three-headed beast with eyes that burn like embers and a growl that echoes through the void. This is Cerberus, the fearsome guardian of the underworld in Greek mythology, tasked with ensuring that no soul escapes and no living being enters uninvited. But Cerberus is just one of countless protectors that have captured the human imagination for millennia. Across cultures and continents, ancient legends are filled with guardians who embody strength, mystery, and an unyielding sense of duty. Why do these figures resonate so deeply with us? What is it about their stories that continues to inspire awe and fascination? In this video, we'll journey through time and across civilizations to uncover the most powerful mythological guardians and protectors. From the divine sentinels of the heavens to the monstrous watchers of the underworld, we'll explore their origins, their roles, and the timeless lessons they carry. So, are you ready to step into the world of myth and meet the beings who have stood as symbols of safety, power, and mystery for generations? Let's begin. From the towering walls of ancient cities to the sacred groves hidden deep within forests, the concept of guardianship is a thread that weaves through the tapestry of mythology worldwide. These figures, whether divine, monstrous, or otherworldly, reflect a universal human longing, a need for protection, stability, and a sense of order in a world that can often feel unpredictable. Guardians are more than just sentinels. They are symbols of the values and fears of the cultures that created them. They stand at the boundaries between the known and the unknown, shielding the vulnerable from danger and preserving what is sacred. In many myths, guardians are tasked with warding off chaos and evil, embodying the eternal struggle between destruction and creation. They are the keepers of thresholds, whether those thresholds are physical, like the gates of the underworld, or metaphorical, like the line between life and death. But their roles go beyond mere protection. Guardians often represent the delicate balance between opposing forces, light and darkness, order and chaos, life and death. They remind us that harmony is not the absence of conflict, but the careful management of it. What makes these figures so compelling is their diversity. From the fiery serpents of Mesoamerican lore to the serene yet fierce deities of East Asian traditions, guardians take on countless forms, each shaped by the unique fears and aspirations of their cultures. They are not just protectors, they are storytellers, revealing the values, struggles, and hopes of the people who imagine them. As we delve deeper into the stories of these mythic sentinels, we'll uncover not only their power but also the timeless truths they carry about the human experience. So, let's take a closer look at some of these remarkable guardians, beginning with one of the most iconic figures from Greek mythology, Cerberus, the three-headed hound of the underworld. In the dark, shadowy realm of the Greek underworld, where the river Styx flows silently and the air is thick with the cries of lost souls, one figure stands as the ultimate sentinel, Cerberus. This monstrous three-headed hound, with a serpent for a tail and claws sharp as blades, is no ordinary beast. Born from the union of two primordial monsters, Echidna and Typhon, Cerberus was destined for a role of immense responsibility, guarding the gates of Hades. His very presence is a warning, a living barrier between the world of the living and the realm of the dead. Cerberus's task is as straightforward as it is daunting: to ensure that the dead do not escape and the living do not trespass. His three heads, each with its own set of razor-sharp teeth, are said to represent the past, present, and future, a symbolic reminder that death is an inescapable part of existence. But Cerberus is more than just a fearsome gatekeeper. He embodies the ancient Greeks' understanding of boundaries and the need to maintain order. He is a creature of loyalty, unwavering in his duty to Hades, the god of the underworld. Even in the face of great heroes, Cerberus remains steadfast, a testament to his unyielding nature. One of the most famous tales involving Cerberus is his encounter with Hercules, the mightiest of Greek heroes. As the final labor of his 12 tasks, Hercules was commanded to capture Cerberus and bring him to the surface world, a feat no mortal had ever achieved. Armed with only his strength, courage, and the guidance of the gods, Hercules descended into the underworld. What followed was a battle of wills as Hercules grappled with the Hound's ferocity and resisted his paralyzing gaze. Ultimately, Hercules subdued Cerberus without killing him, a testament to the guardian's indomitable spirit. This story not only highlights Cerberus's strength, but also underscores his role as a symbol of the boundary between life and death, a boundary that even Hercules, in all his glory, could only temporarily cross. Cerberus's significance extends beyond his role as a guardian. He represents the ancient Greeks' fascination with the afterlife and their belief in the importance of maintaining cosmic order. His presence in myth serves as a reminder that some boundaries are not meant to be crossed, no matter how powerful or determined one may be. Yet, despite his fearsome appearance, Cerberus is not a malevolent figure. He is a creature of duty, a guardian who fulfills his role with unwavering loyalty. As we leave the dark gates of the underworld, we find ourselves drawn to another guardian, one who watches over a different kind of threshold. Far from the gloomy depths of Hades, this protector stands in the shimmering light of the heavens, embodying a completely different cultural perspective. But that's a story for the next chapter. High above the sands of ancient Egypt, where the sun blazes and the Nile winds like a serpent through the land, another guardian stands watch, this time over the realm of the dead. Anubis, the jackal-headed god, is a figure shrouded in mystery and reverence. Unlike the monstrous Cerberus, Anubis is both a protector and a guide, a being who bridges the gap between life and death with solemn dignity. His presence is felt not in the darkness of the underworld, but in the sacred rituals and tombs that dot the Egyptian landscape. Anubis's role is as complex as it is vital. He is the guardian of the dead, ensuring that their journey to the afterlife is safe and their resting places remain undisturbed, but his duties go beyond mere protection. Anubis is also the weigher of hearts, a judge who determines the fate of souls in the afterlife. In the Hall of Maat, the goddess of truth and justice, Anubis places the heart of the deceased on one side of a scale and the feather of Maat on the other. If the heart is lighter than the feather, the soul is granted eternal peace. If not, it is devoured by the monstrous Ammit, a fate worse than death. This ritual, known as the weighing of the heart, underscores Anubis's dual role as both protector and arbiter of divine justice. The image of Anubis evolved over time, reflecting the changing beliefs and values of ancient Egyptian society. Initially, he was one of the most prominent gods of the dead, but his role was later shared and partially overshadowed by Osiris, the god of resurrection. Yet Anubis remained a central figure in funerary practices, often depicted as a black jackal or a man with the head of a jackal. The color black, far from being a symbol of death, represented rebirth and the fertile soil of the Nile, linking Anubis to the cycle of life and renewal. His presence in tombs and on funerary art served as a reminder that death was not an end but a transition, a journey to be undertaken with care and reverence. What makes Anubis particularly fascinating is how he embodies the multifaceted nature of guardianship. He is not just a protector of the dead, but also a guide, a judge, and a symbol of the delicate balance between life and death. His role reflects the ancient Egyptians' deep respect for the afterlife and their belief in the importance of moral integrity. Anubis reminds us that guardianship is not just about physical protection, but also about maintaining spiritual and ethical order. As we leave the sunlit tombs of Egypt, we find ourselves drawn to yet another guardian one whose role is equally complex but rooted in a very different cultural tradition. This protector stands not at the gates of the underworld or the halls of judgment, but in the sacred groves of the Norse world, where the boundaries between realms blur and the fate of gods and mortals intertwine. But that is a story for another time. In the rugged hills of Nemean, where the sun beats down relentlessly and the air is thick with tension, a fearsome predator once roamed, a creature so powerful that its very presence struck terror into the hearts of mortals. This was the Nemean lion, a beast unlike any other, with golden fur that shimmered like sunlight and claws sharper than any blade. But the Nemean lion was no ordinary predator. It was a guardian of divine wrath, sent by the goddess Hera to unleash chaos and suffering upon the land. Its invulnerability made it nearly impossible to defeat, as no weapon forged by mortal hands could pierce its impenetrable hide. The lion became a symbol of divine punishment, a reminder of the gods' power and the consequences of defying their will. The Nemean lion's reign of terror seemed unstoppable until Hercules, the greatest of Greek heroes, stepped forward to face the challenge. As the first of his 12 labors, Hercules was tasked with slaying the beast, a feat many believed to be impossible. Armed with his immense strength and unyielding determination, Hercules tracked the lion to its lair. But brute force alone was not enough. The hero quickly realized that conventional weapons were useless against the creature's invulnerable hide. Thinking quickly, Hercules used his wits and sheer physical power to strangle the lion with his bare hands, a testament to his ingenuity and resilience. After its defeat, Hercules skinned the lion, using its own claws to remove its impenetrable pelt, which he later wore as armor, a symbol of his triumph over divine punishment. The myth of the Nemean lion is more than just a tale of heroism. It is a profound exploration of the human spirit's ability to overcome insurmountable challenges. The lion represents not only the wrath of the gods, but also the seemingly impossible obstacles that life can throw in our path. Hercules' victory serves as a reminder that even the most daunting trials can be conquered through courage, resourcefulness, and perseverance. The story also highlights the delicate balance between mortals and the divine, as Hercules' success is both a defiance of Hera's will and a fulfillment of his own destiny. Beyond its role as a symbol of divine wrath, the Nemean lion embodies the tension between chaos and order, destruction and creation. Its defeat marks a turning point, a moment where human determination triumphs over divine retribution. Yet, the lion's legacy lives on, not just in Hercules' armor, but in the lessons it imparts about resilience and the power of the human spirit. As we leave the hills of Nemean behind, we turn our gaze to guardians of a different kind, not beasts born of divine wrath, but beings of celestial origin, whose roles are equally complex and whose stories are woven into the very fabric of the heavens. These divine protectors stand as reminders that guardianship can take many forms, each reflecting the values and beliefs of the cultures that revered them. High above the misty realms of Midgard, where the shimmering rainbow bridge of Bifrost arcs across the sky, stands a figure of unparalleled vigilance, Heimdall, the Watchman of the Norse gods. With eyes that can see for hundreds of miles, even in the darkest of nights, and ears so sharp they can hear the grass growing on the earth below, Heimdall is the eternal sentinel of Asgard. His role is as crucial as it is awe-inspiring, guarding the Bifrost, the celestial bridge that connects the realm of the gods to the world of mortals. But Heimdall is more than just a guardian. He is a symbol of foresight, loyalty, and the unbreakable bond between the divine and the mortal. Heimdall's extraordinary abilities make him uniquely suited for his role. Known as the whitest of the gods, his keen senses allow him to detect even the faintest disturbances, ensuring that no threat goes unnoticed. He is said to require less sleep than a bird, a testament to his unwavering dedication. In Norse mythology, Heimdall's vigilance is not just about physical protection, it is about maintaining the cosmic order. The Bifrost Bridge is not merely a pathway, it is a boundary, a threshold that must be defended at all costs. Heimdall's presence ensures that the realms remain separate yet connected, a delicate balance that reflects the Norse understanding of the universe. One of the most dramatic moments in Heimdall's story comes during Ragnarok, the prophesied end of the world. As the forces of chaos gather and the giants march toward Asgard, it is Heimdall who sounds the Gjala horn, a horn so powerful its call reverberates across all the realms. This act is not just a warning, it is a call to arms, a reminder that even in the face of inevitable destruction, the gods will stand firm. Heimdall's role in Ragnarok underscores his importance as a guardian of destiny, a figure who embodies both the inevitability of fate and the courage to face it head-on. What makes Heimdall particularly compelling is how he embodies the values of loyalty and foresight. Unlike many gods who are driven by personal ambition or desire, Heimdall's actions are guided by a profound sense of duty. He is a protector who stands apart, not for glory but for the greater good. His connection to the Bifrost Bridge symbolizes the link between the divine and the mortal, a reminder that guardianship is not just about defense but about connection and responsibility. As we leave the radiant glow of the Bifrost and the watchful eyes of Heimdall, we find ourselves drawn to another guardian, one whose role is rooted not in the heavens but in the depths of the ocean, where the boundaries between worlds are as fluid as the tides. This protector, a figure of both beauty and terror, embodies a very different kind of power, one that commands the waves and the storms, but that is a story for the next chapter. Beneath the scorching sun of ancient Thebes, where the desert winds whispered secrets of the past, a creature of unparalleled mystery stood watch, the Sphinx. With the body of a lion, the wings of an eagle, and the face of a woman, the Sphinx was no ordinary guardian. She was a being of intellect and enigma, tasked not just with protecting a physical entrance but with challenging the minds of all who dared to approach. Her presence was a test, a barrier between the ordinary and the extraordinary, between ignorance and wisdom. Those who sought to enter Thebes had to prove their worth not through strength but through the power of their thoughts. The Sphinx's most famous challenge was her riddle, a question so deceptively simple yet profoundly complex. What walks on 4 legs in the morning, 2 legs at noon, and 3 legs in the evening? Many tried and failed to answer, meeting a grim fate at the Sphinx's claws. It was only Oedipus, the clever and determined hero, who unraveled the riddle's meaning. His answer, man, revealed the riddle's connection to the stages of human life, from crawling as a child to walking upright in adulthood and leaning on a cane in old age. This moment of revelation was more than a victory. It was a testament to the power of knowledge and the human capacity for insight. But the Sphinx is more than just a riddler or a gatekeeper. She symbolizes the challenges we all face in our quest for understanding. Her presence at the gates of Thebes represents the barriers we must overcome to gain wisdom, barriers that are often internal, rooted in our fears, doubts, and assumptions. The Sphinx's riddle is a metaphor for life itself, a reminder that true knowledge requires not just intelligence but the willingness to confront the unknown and the courage to question our own perceptions. Interestingly, the Sphinx's role as a guardian of knowledge also reflects the ancient belief that wisdom is a sacred treasure, something to be earned rather than given. Her defeat at the hands of Oedipus marked a turning point, not just for the hero but for the city of Thebes itself. It was a moment of liberation, a breaking of the chains of ignorance and superstition. Yet, the Sphinx's legacy endures, reminding us that the pursuit of knowledge is never without its trials. As we leave the sands of Thebes and the shadow of the Sphinx, we find ourselves drawn to guardians of a different kind, not those who test the mind, but those who protect the spirit. These beings stand at the boundaries of the unseen, safeguarding realms that lie beyond the physical, where the challenges are not of flesh and bone but of the soul. And that is where our journey continues. In the vast expanse of Hindu mythology, where gods and demons clash in an eternal dance of creation and destruction, there exists a guardian whose wings cast shadows over the heavens, Garuda, the divine eagle. With feathers shimmering like molten gold and eyes that pierce through the veil of illusion, Garuda is no ordinary bird. He is the mighty mount of Vishnu, the preserver god, and a relentless protector against the forces of chaos and evil. But Garuda's story is not just one of power and divine service. It is a tale of sacrifice, loyalty, and the eternal struggle between light and darkness. Garuda's origins are as dramatic as his appearance. Born from the cosmic egg of the god Kashyapa and his wife Vinata, Garuda emerged as a being of unparalleled strength and speed. Yet his birth was marked by a curse, a rivalry with his serpent siblings, the Nagas, who would become his sworn enemies. This enmity between Garuda and the serpents is more than just a mythological feud. It symbolizes the clash between the forces of order and chaos, between the divine and the primordial. Garuda's battles with the Nagas are legendary, with the eagle often emerging victorious, embodying the triumph of righteousness over deceit. One of Garuda's most iconic roles is as the vehicle and companion of Vishnu, the god who maintains balance in the universe. Together, they traverse the cosmos, ensuring that harmony prevails. Garuda's speed and strength make him an invaluable ally, but his devotion to Vishnu goes beyond mere duty. It is a bond forged in mutual respect and shared purpose. Garuda's presence in Hindu art and scripture is a testament to his importance, often depicted with Vishnu perched on his back, ready to descend into the world to restore order whenever it is threatened. Beyond his role as a guardian, Garuda holds a unique place in Hindu culture. He is a symbol of freedom, unshackled by the bonds of the earth, and a reminder that true power lies in service to a higher cause. His image is revered across Southeast Asia, where he is seen as a protector against evil spirits and a bringer of good fortune. In Indonesia, for example, Garuda is the national emblem, embodying the spirit of strength and unity. What makes Garuda truly fascinating is how he represents the duality of guardianship, both as a fierce warrior and a devoted servant. His battles with the Nagas underscore his role as a destroyer of evil, while his loyalty to Vishnu highlights his commitment to preserving cosmic order. Garuda reminds us that protection is not just about physical strength, but also about unwavering dedication to a greater purpose. As we leave the celestial realms of Hindu mythology, we find ourselves drawn to a guardian whose story unfolds in the icy winds of the far north. This protector, a figure of both wisdom and ferocity, stands at the threshold of another world, where the boundaries between the living and the dead are as thin as the winter frost. And that is where our journey continues. In the rugged mountains of ancient Lycia, where the winds howled like the cries of the damned, a creature of nightmares roamed, a beast so monstrous that its very name became synonymous with terror, the Chimera. This was no ordinary creature, but a hybrid of unimaginable ferocity, with the body of a lion, the head of a goat rising from its back, and a serpent for a tail. Its breath was fire, scorching everything in its path, and its roar echoed through the valleys like a harbinger of doom. The Chimera was not just a creature of myth, it was a living symbol of chaos, a force of destruction that defied the natural order. The Chimera's origins are as chaotic as its nature. Born from the union of the monstrous Typhon and Echidna, the mother of all monsters, it was a creature of pure anarchy, embodying the unchecked forces of destruction. Its very existence was a challenge to the gods and mortals alike, a reminder that chaos is always lurking, waiting to disrupt the balance of the world. For the people of Lycia, the Chimera was not just a threat to their lives, but to their sense of order and stability. Its rampages left the land barren, its fires consuming crops, homes, and hope. The hero who rose to face this monstrous guardian was Bellerophon, a figure of courage and ingenuity. Armed with the divine gift of the winged horse Pegasus, Bellerophon embarked on a perilous quest to slay the Chimera. The battle was fierce, a clash of fire and fury, but Bellerophon's strategy was as brilliant as it was daring. Using a lump of lead attached to his spear, he waited for the Chimera to unleash its fiery breath. As the flames melted the lead, the molten metal flowed into the creature's throat, suffocating it from within. This act of cunning and bravery not only ended the Chimera's reign of terror, but also symbolized the triumph of human intellect over primal chaos. The myth of the Chimera is more than just a tale of heroism. It is a profound exploration of the eternal struggle between order and disorder. The Chimera represents the untamed forces of nature and the chaos that threatens to unravel the fabric of civilization. Its defeat by Bellerophon underscores the importance of balance, showing that even the most destructive forces can be overcome through courage, ingenuity, and divine aid. The story also reflects the ancient Greeks' deep-seated fear of chaos and their belief in the necessity of maintaining cosmic order. Yet the Chimera's legacy endures, not just as a symbol of chaos, but as a reminder of the resilience of the human spirit. Its fiery breath may have scorched the earth, but it also ignited the flames of heroism and determination. The Chimera's story challenges us to confront the chaos in our own lives, to find the strength and wisdom to restore balance and order. As we leave the fiery wake of the Chimera behind, we find ourselves drawn to guardians of a different kind, not those who embody destruction, but those who stand as beacons of light and hope. These protectors, often overlooked in the shadow of their more fearsome counterparts, remind us that guardianship is not always about warding off evil, but about nurturing and preserving what is good. And that is where our journey continues. In the land of the rising sun, where cherry blossoms paint the sky with delicate hues of pink and white, there shines a goddess whose radiance illuminates both the heavens and the earth. This is Amaterasu, the Shinto sun goddess, a figure of immense power and grace who holds a sacred place in Japanese mythology. As the bringer of light and life, Amaterasu is not just a celestial being. She is a guardian of the natural order, a protector of the heavens, and a symbol of renewal and hope. Her story is woven into the very fabric of Japanese culture, reflecting the deep reverence for the sun as the source of all life and vitality. Amaterasu's role as a guardian is deeply tied to her connection with the imperial family of Japan. According to legend, she is the ancestor of the first emperor, Jimmu, establishing a divine lineage that has shaped Japan's identity for centuries. This bond between the goddess and the imperial family underscores her role as a protector not just of the heavens but of the nation itself. Her presence is felt in the rituals and traditions that honor the sun, from the ancient practice of sun worship to the modern-day celebrations of her influence. Amaterasu is a reminder that guardianship extends beyond the physical realm. It is about preserving heritage, culture, and the spiritual essence of a people. One of the most captivating tales about Amaterasu involves her withdrawal from the world, a story that highlights her profound connection to light and renewal. When her brother, the storm god Susanoo, caused chaos and destruction, Amaterasu retreated into a cave, plunging the world into darkness. Without her light, life began to wither and despair spread across the land. The other gods, desperate to restore balance, devised a plan to lure her out. They gathered outside the cave, creating a spectacle of music, laughter, and dance. Curiosity piqued, Amaterasu peeked out, and her radiance flooded the world once more, bringing life back to the earth. This myth is not just a tale of divine drama. It is a powerful metaphor for the cycles of renewal, the importance of light in overcoming darkness, and the resilience of life itself. Amaterasu's cultural significance extends far beyond her mythological role. She represents the values of harmony, purity, and perseverance that are central to Japanese identity. Her image is found in shrines across Japan, where she is honored as a source of guidance and protection. The Grand Shrine of Eyes, dedicated to her, is one of the most sacred sites in the country, a testament to her enduring influence. Through her story, we see how mythology serves not just as a reflection of cultural values, but as a source of inspiration and strength. As we bask in the warmth of Amaterasu's light, we turn our gaze to another guardian, one whose story unfolds in the icy winds of the far north. This protector, a figure of both wisdom and ferocity, stands at the threshold of another world, where the boundaries between the living and the dead are as thin as the winter frost. And that is where our journey continues. In the windswept deserts and towering mountains where the earth meets the sky, there exists a creature of unparalleled majesty, a being that embodies the strength of the lion and the keen vision of the eagle. This is the griffin, a mythical guardian whose very presence inspires awe and reverence. With the body of a lion and the head, wings, and talons of an eagle, the griffin is more than just a hybrid of two powerful creatures. It is a symbol of divine authority, vigilance, and the unyielding protection of treasure and sacred spaces. The griffin's origins are as mysterious as they are ancient, with traces of its legend appearing in the myths of multiple cultures. In Greek mythology, the griffin was said to guard the gold of the Hyperboreans, a mythical people who lived in a land beyond the north wind. These creatures were not mere beasts but divine protectors, tasked with ensuring that the treasures of the gods remained untouched by mortal hands. Their dual nature, combining the lion's dominion over the earth and the eagle's mastery of the skies, made them the ultimate guardians, bridging the realms of heaven and earth. But the griffin's significance extends far beyond its role as a treasure keeper. In many cultures, it became a symbol of divine power and justice. Persian art and architecture often depicted griffins as protectors of thrones and palaces, embodying the authority of kings and the gods they served. In medieval Europe, the griffin took on a Christian allegorical meaning, representing the dual nature of Christ, both human and divine. Its image adorned churches, manuscripts, and coats of arms, a testament to its enduring symbolism as a guardian of the sacred and the eternal. What makes the griffin particularly fascinating is how its image evolved across cultures and time periods. In ancient Egypt, griffins were associated with the sun god Ra, linking them to the cycle of life and renewal. In Central Asia, they were seen as protectors of the Silk Road, standing watch over the caravans that carried precious goods across vast distances. Even in modern times, the griffin remains a powerful emblem, appearing in literature, film, and heraldry as a symbol of strength, wisdom, and unbreakable loyalty. The griffin's dual nature also speaks to a deeper truth about guardianship. It is not just about physical protection, but about maintaining balance between opposing forces, earth and sky, strength and wisdom, the mortal and the divine. The griffin reminds us that true guardianship requires both power and insight, a combination that allows these beings to fulfill their roles with unwavering dedication. As we marvel at the griffin's legacy, we find ourselves drawn to guardians who are not just tied to the treasures of kings or the heavens, but to the very fabric of the natural world. These protectors, rooted in the earth and its cycles, remind us that guardianship is as much about nurturing life as it is about defending it, and that is where our journey takes us next. In the ancient, sun-drenched landscapes of Australia, where the earth seems to stretch endlessly and the skies shimmer with heat, there flows a presence both awe-inspiring and deeply sacred, the Rainbow Serpent. Known by many names across the hundreds of Aboriginal cultures, This serpentine guardian is more than just a mythical creature, it is the very heartbeat of the land. With a form that shimmers like the colors of the rainbow and a power that shapes the world itself, the rainbow serpent is a symbol of creation, fertility, and the delicate balance of nature. The rainbow serpent story begins in the dream time, the timeless era when the world was still being formed. According to legend, it was the rainbow serpent who carved the rivers, shaped the mountains, and filled the land with life as it slithered across the barren earth. Where it moved, water flowed, and where it rested, fertile valleys and lush plains emerged. Its connection to water is profound not just as a life-giving force but as a spiritual one, linking the physical world to the sacred. For the Aboriginal people, the rainbow serpent is both a creator and a protector, ensuring the land remains vibrant and abundant. But the rainbow serpent's role goes beyond shaping the physical landscape. It is a guardian of sacred knowledge, a keeper of the laws that govern the relationship between humans and nature. In many traditions, the rainbow serpent is seen as a teacher, imparting wisdom about the cycles of life, the importance of balance, and the responsibility humans have to care for the land. Its presence in rituals and ceremonies underscores its cultural significance, serving as a reminder that the natural world is not just a resource but a living, spiritual entity to be revered. One of the most striking aspects of the rainbow serpent's mythology is its duality. It is both a life-giver and a destroyer, capable of bringing floods or droughts depending on its mood. This duality reflects the Aboriginal understanding of nature as a force that is both nurturing and unpredictable, a reminder that harmony with the land requires respect and humility. The rainbow serpent stories often carry warnings about the consequences of greed or disrespect, teaching that the land's bounty is a gift, not a right. The rainbow serpent's enduring presence in Aboriginal culture speaks to its profound role as a guardian of both the physical and spiritual worlds. Its image can be found in rock art, dances, and oral traditions, a testament to its timeless relevance. For the Aboriginal people, the rainbow serpent is not just a myth, it is a living connection to the land, a reminder of their responsibility to protect and preserve the natural world for future generations. As we leave the shimmering rivers and sacred valleys shaped by the rainbow serpent, we turn our attention to a guardian whose story unfolds in the icy winds of the far north. This protector, a figure of both wisdom and ferocity, stands at the threshold of another world, where the boundaries between the living and the dead are as thin as the winter frost. And that is where our journey continues. Deep within the winding, shadowy corridors of the labyrinth on the island of Crete, the Minotaur waited a creature born of both human and animal, its very existence a testament to the chaotic blend of power and despair. This half-man, half-bull guardian was more than just a monster. It was a symbol of imprisonment, fear, and the primal instincts that lurk within us all. The Minotaur's story is one of tragedy and terror, a tale that has echoed through the ages as a powerful metaphor for the darker corners of the human psyche. The Minotaur's origins are steeped in divine punishment and human folly. According to Greek myth, the creature was the offspring of Pasiphae, the wife of King Minos, and a sacred bull sent by the god Poseidon. When Minos refused to sacrifice the bull as promised, Poseidon cursed Pasiphae to fall in love with the animal, resulting in the birth of the Minotaur. Horrified by the creature's monstrous appearance, Minos ordered the construction of the labyrinth, a vast, intricate maze designed to imprison the Minotaur and hide it from the world. But the labyrinth was more than a prison. It was a reflection of the chaos and confusion that the Minotaur represented, a place where logic and reason gave way to fear and uncertainty. The Minotaur's role as a guardian was born out of necessity. King Minos, seeking to maintain his power and appease the gods, demanded that Athens send a tribute of 7 young men and 7 young women every 9 years to be sacrificed to the Minotaur. This gruesome ritual transformed the creature into a symbol of tyranny and oppression, a reminder of the cost of defying divine will. Yet, the Minotaur itself was not inherently evil. It was a victim of its own nature, trapped in a cycle of violence and isolation. The story of the Minotaur reached its climax with the arrival of Theseus, the Athenian hero determined to end the sacrifices. Armed with courage and the help of Ariadne, Minos' daughter, Theseus ventured into the labyrinth, unraveling a ball of thread to mark his path. His battle with the Minotaur was not just a physical confrontation, but a symbolic struggle between order and chaos, reason and instinct. Theseus' victory freed Athens from its grim tribute and brought an end to the Minotaur's reign of terror. Yet, the story leaves us with a lingering question. Was the Minotaur truly the monster, or was it the circumstances that created it? The Minotaur's myth resonates deeply because it reflects the human struggle with our own inner demons. The labyrinth, with its endless twists and turns, mirrors the complexity of the human mind, where fear and primal instincts can trap us in cycles of self-destruction. The Minotaur embodies the raw, untamed aspects of our nature, our anger, our desires, our fears, that we must confront and overcome to find our way out of the metaphorical labyrinths of our lives. As we step out of the dark corridors of the labyrinth, we find ourselves drawn to guardians of a different kind, beings not born of chaos or curse, but of divine purpose. These protectors, radiant and wise, stand as beacons of light, guiding humanity through the challenges of existence with grace and compassion. Their stories remind us that guardianship is not always about wielding power, but about nurturing the soul. High above the battlefields of the Norse world, where the clash of swords and the cries of warriors echo through the cold, misty air, there ride the Valkyries, fierce, otherworldly maidens who serve as both protectors and guides. These warrior women, clad in gleaming armor and mounted on flying steeds, are far more than just figures of myth. They are the choosers of the slain, the ones who decide which fallen warriors are worthy of a place in Valhalla, the great hall of Odin. To be chosen by a Valkyrie is to be granted the highest honor in Norse culture, a seat among the gods where one prepares for the final battle of Ragnarok. But the Valkyries are not just silent observers of war. They are active participants embodying the ideals of courage, loyalty, and destiny. The Valkyries' role is deeply tied to Odin, the All-Father, who rules over Asgard and seeks the bravest warriors to fight at his side during the end times. These maidens serve as his emissaries, soaring over battlefields to select those who have shown exceptional bravery and skill. Yet, their duty is not merely to collect the dead. They are also protectors, ensuring that the chosen souls are guided safely to Valhalla. This dual role, both as choosers and guardians, highlights the Valkyries' importance in the Norse understanding of honor and the afterlife. To the warriors who fought and died, the sight of a Valkyrie descending from the skies was both a blessing and a promise that their sacrifices would not be forgotten, that their deeds would live on in the halls of the gods. What makes the Valkyries particularly fascinating is how they challenge traditional roles in mythology. Unlike many female figures who are relegated to passive or nurturing roles, the Valkyries are active, powerful, and deeply respected. They are warriors in their own right, embodying the same ideals of strength and bravery as the men they choose. Their connection to Odin further elevates their status, as they are seen as extensions of his will, carrying out his divine purpose with unwavering loyalty. Yet the Valkyries are not without compassion. In some tales, they are depicted as comforting the dying, offering solace in their final moments and ensuring a peaceful transition to the afterlife. This balance of ferocity and tenderness makes them uniquely compelling figures in Norse mythology. The cultural significance of the Valkyries extends beyond their mythological role. In Norse society, where honor in battle was highly valued, the idea of being chosen by a Valkyrie was the ultimate aspiration. Their stories inspired warriors to fight with valor, knowing that their bravery could earn them a place among the gods. The Valkyries also served as symbols of fate, reminding mortals that their lives were intertwined with the will of the divine. Even today, their legacy endures, appearing in literature, art, and popular culture as icons of strength, determination, and the enduring spirit of the warrior. As we leave the mist-shrouded battlefields and the soaring figures of the Valkyries, we turn our gaze to a guardian whose story unfolds in the fiery depths of another realm. This protector, a figure of both destruction and renewal, stands at the heart of creation itself, embodying a power that is as awe-inspiring as it is terrifying. And that is where our journey continues. In the shimmering heat of the desert, where the sun beats down relentlessly and the sands stretch endlessly, there exists a being of fire and light, a creature whose very existence defies the boundaries of life and death. This is the phoenix, the immortal bird of myth and legend, a guardian of renewal and rebirth. With feathers that blaze like the sun and a cry that echoes through the ages, the phoenix is more than just a mythical creature. It is a symbol of hope, resilience, and the eternal cycle of life. The phoenix's story is one of transformation and triumph. According to legend, this majestic bird lives for centuries, its radiant plumage growing brighter with each passing year. But when its time draws to a close, the phoenix does not succumb to death in the way other creatures do. Instead, it builds a nest of fragrant herbs and spices, setting it ablaze with its own fiery essence. From the ashes, a new phoenix rises, reborn and renewed, ready to begin the cycle once more. This act of self-immolation and rebirth is not just a tale of survival. It is a profound metaphor for the resilience of the human spirit and the unbreakable connection between life and death. In many cultures, the phoenix is seen as a guardian of the natural order, a being that ensures the continuity of life even in the face of destruction. Its story reflects the ancient understanding that endings are not final but are instead gateways to new beginnings. Whether in Egyptian mythology, where the phoenix is associated with the sun god Ra and the daily cycle of sunrise and sunset, or in Chinese tradition, where it symbolizes harmony and the balance of yin and yang, the phoenix embodies the idea that life is a continuous cycle of renewal. The phoenix's fiery rebirth also carries a deeper message about the power of transformation. It reminds us that even in our darkest moments, there is the potential for renewal and growth. Just as the phoenix rises from its ashes, we too can emerge stronger and wiser from the trials we face. This theme of resilience resonates across cultures and time periods, making the phoenix a universal symbol of hope and perseverance. But the phoenix is not just a passive symbol, it is an active guardian, a protector of the sacred cycles of life. Its presence in myth serves as a reminder that destruction and creation are two sides of the same coin, and that true guardianship is about maintaining the delicate balance between them. The phoenix's story challenges us to embrace change, to see endings not as losses but as opportunities for rebirth and renewal. As we leave the fiery glow of the phoenix and its timeless tale of rebirth, we find ourselves drawn to guardians whose power is rooted not in fire but in the elements themselves: earth, water, air, and the forces that shape the natural world. These protectors, born from the raw energy of creation, stand as reminders that the cycles of life are not just about renewal but about the harmony of all things. In the vast tapestry of Chinese mythology, where the heavens and earth are intricately woven together, 4 celestial guardians stand watch over the cardinal directions, each embodying the forces of nature and the harmony of the cosmos. These are the 4 symbols: the azure dragon of the east, the vermilion bird of the south, the white tiger of the west, and the black tortoise of the north. Together, they form a sacred quartet, their presence ensuring the balance of the natural world and the stability of the heavens. The azure dragon, a symbol of spring and renewal, reigns over the east. With scales that shimmer like the morning sky and a roar that echoes the winds of change, this majestic creature is associated with growth, vitality, and the rising sun. It represents the yang energy of life, a force that drives creation and transformation. In Chinese culture, the azure dragon is not just a guardian of the East, but a protector of emperors and the embodiment of imperial authority. Its image adorns palaces and temples, a reminder of its role in maintaining cosmic order and prosperity. To the south soars the vermilion bird, a radiant phoenix-like creature whose fiery plumage lights up the heavens. Associated with summer and the element of fire, this guardian embodies passion, energy, and the peak of yang energy. The vermilion bird is more than just a symbol of heat and light. It is a harbinger of good fortune and a protector against evil spirits. Its presence is often invoked in rituals and ceremonies, where it is believed to bring harmony and drive away misfortune. The bird's vibrant colors and graceful form have made it a beloved figure in art and literature, symbolizing the beauty and intensity of life itself. In the west prowls the white tiger, a fierce and noble guardian whose strength and courage are unmatched. Representing autumn and the element of metal, the white tiger is a creature of power and discipline. It embodies the yin energy of restraint and control, serving as a protector against chaos and destruction. In Chinese mythology, the white tiger is often associated with military prowess and justice, its image used to inspire warriors and leaders. Yet, despite its fearsome reputation, the white tiger is also a symbol of righteousness, reminding us that true strength lies in balance and integrity. Finally, in the north, the black tortoise stands as a symbol of endurance and wisdom. With its shell representing the element of water and the season of winter, this guardian embodies the qualities of resilience and introspection. The black tortoise is often depicted intertwined with a serpent, symbolizing the unity of opposites and the cyclical nature of life. It serves as a protector of the dead and a guide for the living, ensuring that the boundaries between this world and the next remain secure. Its steadfast nature reminds us that even in the coldest and darkest times, there is strength in patience and perseverance. Together, the four symbols represent the harmony of the natural world, each guardian embodying a different aspect of the cosmic balance. They are not just protectors of the cardinal directions, but symbols of the interconnectedness of all things. Their presence in Chinese mythology reflects a deep understanding of the cycles of nature and the importance of maintaining equilibrium in both the physical and spiritual realms. As we leave the realms of the four symbols, we turn our gaze to a guardian whose power is rooted in the raw forces of nature, a being who embodies the untamed energy of the elements themselves. This protector, a figure of both creation and destruction, stands as a reminder that the natural world is not just a source of harmony but also of immense power. And that is where our journey continues. Beneath the churning waves of the North Atlantic, where the ocean stretches into endless darkness, lies a creature of legend so immense that its very name strikes awe into the hearts of sailors, the Kraken. This colossal sea monster, with tentacles as thick as ship masts and eyes that gleam like lanterns in the abyss, is more than just a figment of imagination. It is a guardian of the deep, a symbol of the ocean's vast, untamed power and the mysteries that lie hidden beneath its surface. For centuries, the Kraken has haunted the dreams of mariners, its legend woven into the fabric of maritime folklore as a warning of the dangers that lurk in the unknown depths. The Kraken's origins can be traced back to Scandinavian and Icelandic sagas, where it was described as a creature of unparalleled size and strength. Sailors spoke of its ability to drag entire ships beneath the waves, its tentacles wrapping around hulls like serpents of the deep. Some tales even claimed that the kraken's massive body could be mistaken for an island, luring unsuspecting sailors to their doom. These stories, though steeped in exaggeration, were born from the very real fears of those who braved the treacherous waters of the North Atlantic. The kraken became a personification of the sea's unpredictability, a reminder that nature's power could not be tamed or fully understood. Yet, the kraken is more than just a symbol of fear. It represents humanity's complex relationship with the ocean. For centuries, the sea has been both a source of life and a realm of danger, a place of boundless opportunity and unimaginable peril. The kraken embodies this duality, serving as a guardian of the ocean's secrets and a reminder of the limits of human knowledge. Its presence in folklore reflects the awe and respect that ancient cultures held for the sea, as well as their recognition of its capacity for both creation and destruction. The kraken's myth also offers a fascinating glimpse into the human psyche. As explorers ventured further into uncharted waters, the unknown became a canvas for their fears and imaginations. The kraken, with its monstrous form and terrifying abilities, became a way to make sense of the unexplainable, a creature that could embody the dangers of the deep while also symbolizing the allure of discovery. In this way, the kraken is not just a guardian of the ocean, but also a guardian of human curiosity, a reminder that the pursuit of knowledge often comes with risks. Even in modern times, the kraken continues to capture our imagination, appearing in literature, film, and art as a symbol of nature's power and mystery. Its legend endures as a testament to the enduring fascination with the ocean and the unyielding spirit of exploration. The kraken reminds us that, despite our advancements, there are still realms beyond our understanding, places where the line between myth and reality blurs. As we leave the dark, swirling depths of the kraken's domain, we find ourselves drawn to guardians of a different kind, beings not bound by the waves but by the stars themselves. These celestial protectors, radiant and eternal, stand as reminders that the mysteries of the universe are as vast and awe-inspiring as those of the ocean. And that is where our journey continues. In the vast expanse of East Asian mythology, where the heavens and earth are intertwined in a delicate dance of balance and harmony, there exist beings of unparalleled majesty, the celestial dragons. These divine creatures, with scales that shimmer like the stars and breath that commands the winds and rains, are more than just mythical figures. They are the guardians of the skies, the masters of the weather, and the stewards of cosmic order. Revered across China, Japan, and Korea, the celestial dragons are symbols of power, wisdom, and the sacred connection between the earthly and the divine. The celestial dragons are not mere beasts of legend. They are embodiments of the natural forces that shape the world. In East Asian traditions, dragons are seen as benevolent beings, far removed from the fire-breathing monsters of Western lore. These dragons are the bringers of rain, the controllers of storms, and the protectors of the heavens. Their role is to maintain the balance of the cosmos, ensuring that the cycles of nature, seasons, harvests, and floods remain in harmony. They are the intermediaries between the heavens and the earth, carrying the will of the gods to the mortal realm and safeguarding the sacred order of the universe. In Chinese mythology, the celestial dragon, or Tianlong, holds a place of supreme importance. Often depicted as a serpentine creature with 5 claws, it is associated with the emperor and imperial authority. The dragon's image adorns palaces, temples, and royal insignia, symbolizing not only the ruler's divine right to govern, but also the prosperity and stability of the nation. The dragon's control over water and weather further cements its role as a guardian of life, as the rains it brings are essential for agriculture and survival. During times of drought or flood, prayers and rituals are offered to the dragon, seeking its favor and intervention. But the celestial dragon's influence extends beyond the physical world. In Taoist and Buddhist traditions, they are seen as spiritual guardians, protectors of sacred knowledge, and guides for those seeking enlightenment. Their ability to soar through the heavens represents the transcendence of earthly limitations, a reminder that the divine is always within reach for those who seek it. The dragon's presence in meditation practices and religious art underscores its role as a bridge between the mundane and the mystical, the human and the infinite. What makes the celestial dragons truly fascinating is their duality. They are both fearsome and benevolent, embodying the raw power of nature while also serving as symbols of wisdom and compassion. In Japanese mythology, the dragon Ryujin is revered as the god of the sea, controlling the tides and storms with his magical pearl. In Korean folklore, the Yongwang dragons are protectors of the land and its people, ensuring peace and prosperity. Across cultures, these dragons remind us that true strength lies not in domination but in balance between chaos and order, destruction and creation, the human and the divine. As we gaze upward at the skies, where the celestial dragons ride the winds and command the rains, we are reminded of the profound connection between the heavens and the earth. These guardians, with their boundless power and wisdom, stand as timeless symbols of the harmony that underpins all existence, and yet the heavens are vast and their protectors are many. Beyond the dragons, there are other celestial guardians whose stories unfold among the stars, beings who watch over the cosmos with a different kind of power and purpose. Their tales are no less awe-inspiring and their roles no less vital. So, as we leave the realm of the celestial dragons, let us turn our gaze to another guardian, one whose light shines not from the skies but from the very heart of the universe. This protector, a figure of both creation and destruction, embodies the raw energy of the stars themselves, reminding us that the cosmos is a place of endless wonder and mystery. In the rocky, desolate landscapes of ancient Greece, where the air is heavy with whispers of the divine, there lived a trio of sisters whose very presence struck terror into the hearts of mortals, the Gorgons. With hair of writhing snakes and eyes that could turn flesh to stone, these guardians were both feared and revered. Among them, Medusa stands as the most infamous, her story a haunting blend of tragedy, power, and transformation. The Gorgons were not merely monsters, they were protectors of sacred spaces, their petrifying gaze serving as both a weapon and a warning to those who dared to trespass into the divine. The origins of the Gorgons are steeped in myth and mystery. Born from the sea deities Phorcys and Seta, they were said to dwell at the edge of the known world, far from the reach of mortals. Medusa, however, was unique among her sisters. Unlike Athena and Uriel, who were immortal, Medusa was born mortal, her fate forever altered by the whims of the gods. According to one version of the myth, Medusa was once a beautiful maiden, her hair a cascade of gold that caught the eye of Poseidon, god of the sea. But when their encounter took place in the sacred temple of Athena, the goddess of wisdom, Medusa's fate was sealed. In a fit of rage, Athena transformed her into a Gorgon, her beauty twisted into a visage of horror, her hair turned to serpents, and her gaze cursed to turn all who met it to stone. This transformation, however, was not just a punishment, it was a form of divine protection. As a Gorgon, Medusa became a guardian of sacred spaces, her petrifying gaze a deterrent to those who would defile or disrupt the divine order. The Gorgons' role as protectors reflects a deeper truth about the ancient Greek understanding of fear and power. Their gaze, capable of turning mortals to stone, symbolizes the paralyzing effect of terror, the way fear can halt us in our tracks both literally and metaphorically. Yet, their story also speaks to the transformative power of that fear, how it can reshape not only the individual but the world around them. Medusa's tale is also a cautionary one, a reflection of the consequences of hubris. Her encounter with the hero Perseus, who sought her head as a gift for King Polydectes, highlights the dangers of overreaching ambition. Armed with a mirrored shield from Athena, winged sandals from Hermes, and a sword from Hephaestus, Perseus managed to outwit Medusa, using her own reflection against her. Her death, however, was not the end of her story. From her severed neck sprang Pegasus, the winged horse, and Chrysaor, a giant wielding a golden sword. Even in death, Medusa's power endured, her legacy a reminder that destruction and creation are often intertwined. The Gorgons myth also explores the power of the gaze, a theme that resonates deeply in art, literature, and psychology. To look upon the Gorgons was to face one's own mortality, to confront the fears that lie within. This idea of the gaze as a transformative force reflects the human experience of facing the unknown, of how what we see or refuse to see can shape our reality. Medusa's story, in particular, invites us to consider the ways in which fear can both imprison and liberate, how it can paralyze us or propel us toward growth. As we step away from the rocky lairs of the Gorgons, we find ourselves drawn to guardians whose realms lie not in the light of the sacred but in the shadows of the underworld. These protectors, tied to the mysteries of death and rebirth, remind us that the boundaries between worlds are as fluid as they are profound. Their stories, like those of the Gorgons, are filled with transformation, fear, and the enduring power of the unknown. In the misty hills and ancient forests of Celtic mythology, where the veil between the mortal world and the otherworld is at its thinnest, there exists a figure whose mournful cry sends shivers down the spine, the Banshee. Known as the Woman of the Fairy Mound, the Banshee is no ordinary spirit. She is a guardian of family lines, a harbinger of fate whose wailing voice carries both sorrow and warning. Her presence is deeply tied to the concept of destiny, her cries echoing through the night to foretell the passing of a loved one. But the Banshee is more than just a messenger of death. She is a protector, a bridge between the living and the dead, embodying the sacred bond of family and lineage. The Banshee's role is as complex as it is haunting. In Celtic tradition, she is often associated with ancient, noble families, her wails serving as a somber reminder of the ties that bind generations together. Her appearance varies. Sometimes she is seen as a young woman with flowing hair, other times as an elderly figure cloaked in shadows. Yet, regardless of her form, her piercing cry is unmistakable, a sound that carries both grief and reverence. This duality reflects the Celtic understanding of death not as an end, but as a transition, a passage to the otherworld where the ancestors dwell. The Banshee's wail is not meant to terrify but to prepare, to honor the soul's journey and the family's enduring connection to their lineage. What makes the Banshee particularly fascinating is her connection to the otherworld, a realm of spirits and deities that exists parallel to our own. In Celtic belief, the otherworld is not a distant or unreachable place but a deeply intertwined part of existence, where the boundaries of life and death blur. The Banshee, as a guardian of family lines, serves as a reminder of this connection, her presence affirming the continuity between the living and the dead. She is both a mourner and a protector, her cries a testament to the enduring power of family and the inevitability of fate. Culturally, the Banshee embodies the themes of protection and inevitability. Her wail is a call to acknowledge the cycles of life and death, to honor the past while preparing for what lies ahead. In some stories, she is seen as a benevolent figure offering comfort in the face of loss. In others, she is a stern reminder of the inescapable nature of destiny. This duality makes her a deeply relatable figure, her story resonating with the universal human experience of love, loss, and the desire to protect what we hold dear. As we leave the haunting cries of the Banshee echoing through the Celtic night, we turn our attention to another guardian whose role is rooted not in the cries of the dead but in the whispers of the living. This protector, a figure of healing and spiritual guidance, stands as a bridge between the physical and the ethereal, offering a different kind of solace. And it is here, in the realm of the unseen, that our journey continues. In the mist-shrouded peaks and dense forests of Japan, where the air is thick with the whispers of spirits and the rustling of ancient trees, there dwells a creature both revered and feared, the Tengu. These enigmatic beings, with their bird-like features, long noses, and piercing eyes, are more than just mythical figures. They are the guardians of the mountains, the protectors of sacred spaces, and the embodiment of both chaos and discipline. In Japanese folklore, the Tengu hold a unique place, their stories weaving together elements of nature, spirituality, and martial prowess into a rich tapestry of myth and meaning. The Tengu's origins are as complex as their role in Japanese culture. Often depicted as humanoid creatures with wings and talons, they are said to inhabit the most remote and sacred areas of the mountains, places where the spiritual energy of the land is at its strongest. Their appearance varies. Some are depicted as bird-like warriors, while others resemble wise, elderly monks with exaggerated facial features. Regardless of their form, the Tengu are deeply tied to the natural world, their presence a reminder of the power and mystery of the mountains they protect. But the Tengu are not merely guardians of the physical landscape, they are also spiritual protectors. In Shinto and Buddhist traditions, they are seen as intermediaries between the human and divine realms, their role extending beyond the material to the spiritual. They are often associated with the protection of sacred sites, such as temples and shrines hidden deep within the forests. Their connection to these spaces underscores their role as defenders of both the natural and spiritual order, ensuring that the balance between the two remains undisturbed. One of the most fascinating aspects of the Tengu is their association with martial arts and spiritual discipline. In Japanese folklore, they are often portrayed as skilled warriors, masters of swordsmanship and strategy. Legends tell of Tengu training legendary heroes and warriors, imparting not just physical skills but also wisdom and discipline. This connection to martial arts reflects the Tengu's dual nature. They are beings of both chaos and order, capable of great destruction but also profound wisdom. Their teachings emphasize the importance of balance, both in combat and in life, a theme that resonates deeply in Japanese culture. Culturally, the Tengu embody the tension between chaos and order, a theme that runs through much of Japanese mythology. On one hand, they are tricksters, known for their ability to mislead and confuse, their actions often causing chaos for those who cross their path. On the other, they are protectors, their presence ensuring that the sacred order of the mountains and forests remains intact. This duality makes them a compelling symbol of the human experience, reminding us that life is a constant balancing act between opposing forces. The Tengu's enduring significance in Japanese culture is a testament to their complexity and depth. They appear in countless stories, plays, and artworks, their image serving as a reminder of the power of nature and the importance of spiritual discipline. Even today, they continue to inspire, their legacy a blend of fear, respect, and fascination. As we leave the misty peaks and sacred forests guarded by the Tengu, we find ourselves approaching the final guardian in our journey, a being whose role transcends the boundaries of myth and legend, embodying the ultimate protector. This figure, a symbol of unity and resilience, stands as a testament to the enduring power of guardianship, reminding us that even in the face of chaos, there is always a force that holds the world together. In the icy depths of the Norse world, where the oceans stretch endlessly and the skies are heavy with the weight of fate, there lies a creature so vast that its very existence defies comprehension: Jormungandr, the world serpent. This colossal being, born of the trickster god Loki and the giantess Angabotha, is no ordinary monster. Jormungandr is a guardian of the seas, a force of nature that encircles the world, its immense body forming a boundary between the known and the unknown. With scales as dark as the deepest abyss and eyes that gleam like distant stars, this serpent is both a protector and a harbinger of the end times, its presence woven into the very fabric of Norse cosmology. Jörmungandr's role is as vast as its form. According to myth, the serpent was cast into the ocean by Odin, who foresaw its potential for chaos. There, it grew so large that it could encircle the earth, biting its own tail in a symbol of eternity. This act of self-containment is not just a display of its immense size. It represents the cyclical nature of existence, the endless loop of creation and destruction that defines the Norse understanding of the universe. Jörmungandr's presence in the oceans serves as a reminder that the world is both finite and infinite, bound by the serpent's coils, yet endlessly renewed by the forces of nature. But Jörmungandr is more than a passive symbol of cosmic order. It is an active participant in the drama of Ragnarok, the prophesied end of the world. When the final battle begins, Jörmungandr will rise from the depths, its massive form stirring the seas into chaos. In a climactic confrontation with Thor, the god of thunder, the serpent will unleash its venom, poisoning the skies and the earth. Their battle, though destined to end in mutual destruction, symbolizes the inevitable clash between order and chaos, a reminder that even the mightiest forces are subject to the cycles of time. What makes Jörmungandr particularly fascinating is how it embodies the duality of guardianship. On one hand, it is a protector of the oceans, ensuring that the boundaries of the world remain intact. On the other, it is a harbinger of destruction, a force that cannot be controlled or contained. This duality reflects the Norse belief in the inevitability of change, the understanding that creation and destruction are two sides of the same coin. Jörmungandr's story challenges us to confront the cyclical nature of existence, to accept that endings are not final but are instead gateways to new beginnings. Culturally, Jörmungandr's myth resonates deeply with the themes of balance and transformation. Its presence in Norse art and literature serves as a reminder of the fragility of the world and the power of nature to reshape it. The serpent's image, often depicted as a coiled figure biting its own tail, has become a universal symbol of eternity, appearing in various forms across cultures and time periods. Its story invites us to reflect on our own place within the cycles of life, to find meaning in the ebb and flow of existence. As we leave the dark, churning waters guarded by Jörmungandr, we are reminded of the incredible diversity of guardians that populate the myths of the world. From the fiery depths of the ocean to the celestial heights of the heavens, these protectors stand as symbols of the values, fears, and aspirations of the cultures that created them. Their stories, though rooted in ancient traditions, continue to resonate with us today, offering timeless lessons about the nature of existence and the enduring power of the human spirit. And so, our journey through the realms of myth and legend continues as we turn our gaze to another guardian, one whose story unfolds not in the icy waters of the north, but in the vibrant, sunlit lands of a different world. This protector, a figure of both creation and renewal, stands as a testament to the enduring connection between humanity and the natural world, and it is here, in the heart of a new myth, that our exploration takes its next step. From the fiery depths of the underworld to the shimmering heights of the heavens, the guardians and protectors we've explored today are more than just figures of myth. They are reflections of humanity's deepest fears, hopes, and values. Whether it's Cerberus standing watch at the gates of Hades, Amaterasu illuminating the skies with her radiant light, or Jörmungandr encircling the world with its immense coils, these beings embody the timeless themes of protection, balance, and the delicate interplay between chaos and order. They remind us that guardianship is not just about warding off danger, but about preserving the sacred connections between the human, natural, and divine realms. What makes these figures so enduring is their ability to resonate across cultures and centuries. The Gorgons teach us about the power of transformation, the Rainbow Serpent reminds us of our responsibility to the earth, and the Valkyries inspire us to confront fate with courage and honor. These stories, though rooted in ancient traditions, speak to universal truths about resilience, duty, and the cycles of life and death. They invite us to see ourselves not as separate from the world but as part of a larger, interconnected whole where every action ripples through the fabric of existence. These myths also challenge us to confront the unknown, to find strength in the face of fear, and to embrace the beauty of balance. Whether it's the phoenix rising from its ashes or the Tengu imparting wisdom in the mountains, these guardians show us that even in the darkest moments, there is the potential for renewal and growth. They are not just protectors of physical spaces, but guardians of the soul, guiding us through the complexities of existence with their timeless lessons. As we conclude this journey through the realms of myth and legend, let's take a moment to reflect on the words of Joseph Campbell, who once said, "Myths are public dreams, dreams are private myths." These stories, shaped by the collective imagination of humanity, continue to inspire, challenge, and guide us. They remind us that the world is filled with wonder and mystery, and that the power of storytelling can bridge the gap between the past and the present, the human and the divine. Now it's your turn to join the conversation. Who is your favorite mythological guardian? Is there a protector from a culture or legend we didn't cover that you'd like to share? Let us know in the comments below. Your insights might just inspire our next deep dive into the rich tapestry of mythology. And if you enjoyed this journey, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss an exploration into the stories that shape our world. Thank you for joining us on this adventure, and remember, the myths of the past are not just stories. They are the echoes of our shared humanity, calling us to explore, learn, and grow.